Wrong lighting. It hurts to hobble around the geek house right now. Yesterday, I got some nice juicy overtime at the 9 to 5, and I zipped around like a maniac, as if I had just stopped doing floor work in these warehouses on a regular basis yesterday, or the day before, as opposed to a few years back. And I'm paying the price for it. Nice big mega blister on my foot. I can take Tylenol and stuff for the aches and pains from suddenly running around like a maniac more so than usual, but the darn blisters are the most annoying part of spending all that time zipping around on concrete, at least until you get used to it again. You know, sometimes warehousing is like playing guitar. If you step away from it for a while, you gotta get, certain parts of your skin roughed up again before it doesn't hurt anymore. With guitars, it's the calluses on your fingers, and then it's the toughness of your feet when you're dealing with warehousey stuff. Okay, the lighting is all wrong. Let's fix that. Don't you think you're getting too old for that? Nah, I'm just get too into this type of stuff. Turn on, darn it. And now, we have more neutral daylight light. And the lamp is very, very wobbly. Let's fix that off screen. Welcome back to
The Wacky World of MultimediaJay.
Cursed be thee, oh mega blister, making it painful to walk. That's why I just went from one office chair to another. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the holiday humbug first world problems of the Wacky World of MultimediaJay. The stuff that I've been picking up just for the heck of it, because of the extra money, is getting to the point where I'm starting to look like I'm about to sell all this on eBay. Let's fix this, shall we? A 2-port C2G unpowered USB hub. What on earth am I doing with this? Well, it's just a couple dollars, and basically, here's the idea. I've got the ASIO keyboard and mouse all pretty and light up and stuff, and I don't want to break the USB jacks by plugging and unplugging, or the USB plugs by plugging and unplugging them too many times. One of the things that I do with USB hubs is basically plug things into the hub, so the hub breaks first instead of the peripherals themselves. So obviously, 2 ports, so I'll plug the keyboard and mouse into the ports, and then I'll plug this in somewhere, and this will be the plug that gets plugged and unplugged and eventually wears out, instead of the plugs on the keyboard and mouse. Couple of dollars, more than worth it for something like that. Check it out, a Black Friday SKU, or what was left anyways after the stampede on Black Friday and Thursday night. Yeah, Black Friday starting on Thanksgiving on Thursday, Walmart logic, whatever. 6-device universal remote. I'm wondering if this can replace the worn-out remote control for the AV box, or for the what do you call those things? The AV receiver. I just use the equipment. I don't talk about it enough, obviously. I'm just curious what this will work with. Couple of dollars, and I've never had a universal remote before, so yippee skippy. We'll play with that later. Maybe that's worth its own video. HP Laser Jet 85A toner. After over 5 years of running the original toner in my laser printer into the ground, I needed another one. Simple enough. Family Dollar Special, a Polaroid wireless speaker. Polaroid speaker. There's of course a story behind that. The Polaroid that you see on all kinds of stuff these days is actually Polaroid products, last I checked. Just something where someone bought the rights to the name and they're slapping the name on all kinds of stuff, but Polaroid speakers, it kind of is a throwback to the Polaroid Blu-ray video I made all those years ago, when I bought a portable Blu-ray drive that was Polaroid branded, so it didn't turn out to be anything all that great, and I wound up getting a Samsung later, but here I go again, experimenting with Polaroid products. Oh my goodness, he finally got a smartphone. Yes, I finally found out how I'm going to not get gouged by the smartphone racket. That's worth its own podcast. The way I want to do things, though, is the WWMJs are about doing stuff, and the podcasts are about saying stuff. So I want to talk about the method behind my madness with finally getting a smartphone after all these years on a podcast. Plus, this is the box to the smartphone, not the actual smartphone itself. This, on the other hand, is the smartphone. The AT&T prepaid ZTE Blade Spark. And I will be explaining the method behind my madness with why I went AT&T prepaid in a podcast at some point later on. But basically, I'm using this as a 5.5-inch tablet for the most part. I have an alternative non-cellular Wi-Fi only calling setup set up for this phone that combines Skype with Google Voice and some setup that lets me avoid getting billed by AT&T for making calls if I can get on a Wi-Fi network or something. I'm kind of going to take a maverick approach to the whole phone thing, and for those that have to see the back of the camera, here are the phone. Nice little textured rubber thing to help with grip and stuff. Big blue Death Star logo that ain't so blue. High LED for using as a flashlight, and the flash for the built-in camera. Fingerprint sensor, which makes it, just touch the thing to unlock it. Cool stuff. And then there's the camera. Biggest issue I've had with the design, though, is I'm getting used to where the fingerprint sensor is. 9 times out of 10, I'm trying to unlock the phone without actually looking at what I'm doing, because I'm like this, and the finger's on the back of the phone. So time and again, instead of hitting the fingerprint sensor, I've put a nice little fingerprint smudge on the camera and had to wipe it off afterwards. But, yep, I definitely think that I am done with trying to do, like, hack job phone-ish things with 7-inch tablets. Again, the method behind my madness will be explained at some point later on in a podcast. But for now, I figured, why not just show the device, and I'm waiting for a case to come in, which is stupid. You buy a new phone and you try not to scratch the screen, but you gotta buy your case on the internet, so, Oh, and while we're doing this, let's evaluate the potential of using the phone as a YouTube camera. Vertical video! Nope, this will be flipped horizontal in post if need be, but this is what the camera is like versus the digital camera and the, of course, the camcorder here. Is there even a zoom button on this thing? What do all these buttons do? Oh, I think I just took a still while recording video. Yeah, does the button? Oh, digital zoom, yeah. Okay, yeah, this camera's not all, we can't use this camera for WWMJs because the zoom is gimped. So, nope, the real camera will still be the best camera for this because the zoom isn't, well, yeah. Yeah, the zoom isn't as finely controlled on the digital camera either, so that's yet another reason to still buy an old-fashioned camcorder. Plus, unless the viewfinder is playing tricks on me, I see a wee bit of jello effect if I shake the camera like this. Alright, enough making people sick.
Epic fail.
Love how clear and sharp the screen is, though. This is the clearest and sharpest flat panel screen that I've ever seen. I don't know if it's OLED or not, I'm gonna have to look up the technology, but man, this looks great. It puts the tablet to shame in so many ways. So, with all that other rubbish out of the way, that leaves a Walmart box and a Newegg box. In a move that should surprise absolutely no one, it's another Google Home Mini. There are some features I want to mess around with that require at least 2 smart speakers hooked up on the same network. Plus, I want to try using one of these things as an alarm clock, and perhaps unhook one of these, hook it up to a battery pack, and make the Google Home Mini portable, so to speak. Because really, I mean, it runs off a USB. So you hook up a micro USB with rounded edges on the plug to one of those power banks or whatnot that's made for charging smartphones, and you could take one of these things with you. Just have to change what Wi-Fi it's on or something like that. That'd be good for a show and tell, or to see how these things function as totally mobile devices. There are some downsides to smart speakers, which I think deserve a podcast. But anyways, let's get this thing out of the box. There, another little carpet thingy, and another of those horrible super round power plug thingies. You've seen all this before. But for those of you who have watched this kind of redundant thing here, I will tell you that that whole reference last time to "It's Google Home Mini time" That was a parody of the Peanut Butter and Jelly Dance song. It's peanut butter jelly time! The syllables line up anyways. Okay, I'll keep my day job. Whatever. Yeah, should we plug this in now or later? I wonder. Well, let's get it set up and use the smartphone to set it up or something. Yay!
Welcome to Google Home. To get started, download the Google Home app on a phone or tablet.
Well, I got a phone this time. Let's dial this thing in. We are hooked up, and I'm already done some experimenting, and the software's been upgraded from some of what I've been seeing on the internet. Hey Google, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
This is only a question for consideration if the woodchuck can chuck wood.
Now, notice that this speaker pulsed and it talked. The other speaker dinged, but it didn't say anything. I think there's basically a volume monitoring thing with each individual speaker so that only the one closest to you talks. The same thing happens if you grab your phone and use the Google app for the net. The same thing happens if you use your phone and you open up the Assistant app, I should probably say, to not trip any more speakers. Let's see here. Just try and open it on the phone. Whoops. And I locked the phone up.
Epic fail.
Okay, let's try this again. Okay, Google. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Let's investigate why a woodchuck
Aha!
can chuck wood.
There's our answer.
Possibly as a defense mechanism. Woodchucks are large rodents, prey to many other animals.
Answering on another device. Unfortunately, it also answered on the device further away from me, so it's a little more on the dumb side when it's going through a phone. However, this is interesting because I could always mess with people by using the broadcast feature. I could leave these cranked, and if people are nosing around outside the house, I could make the speakers randomly say stuff and freak people out. Especially when I do things remotely by saying it into the smartphone. Let's do a demonstration of that too, shall we? Broadcast. Ha 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 ha! Multiple Google speakers.
Got it. Broadcasting now.
Ha 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 ha! Multiple Google speakers. This is why I wanted a second speaker, because this is where it gets fun with these things. Broadcast. I own the speaker. Oh, it screwed up because it couldn't recognize what words I was saying. Evil laughs don't work yet. Let's try this again. Broadcast.
Okay. Broadcasting now.
Broadcast. Oh, that totally didn't work.
Epic fail.
Broadcast. I own you now.
What's the message? Got it. Broadcasting now.
Oh boy. Now, if I broadcast from my phone when I'm away and hooked up to Wi-Fi somewhere, I can make these things randomly just do that. And if anyone's being nosy outside the house, scare the heck out of them. By the way, while I was setting up speaker number 2, I noticed that someone else in this neighborhood is enjoying a new Chromecast. They better set it up, because... I don't know. Maybe I guess people are plugging in devices and they'll set it up later. Every single time I've messed with these speakers in the app, I've seen where someone bought a new Chromecast somewhere around here. So yeah, smart home, yeah, but I am not really too keen on having a home that's hackable, so I'm not really going to get into the whole smart home thing. I don't want someone to walk up to my house with a bullhorn and say, "Google, shut the lights off," and then everything goes dark. So, yeah, that's what voice gating and voice templates are for, with these talking computer thingies, but I got a feeling that the stuff that's on these devices is a little bit more primitive than some of the stuff I deal with at the 9 to 5. But in the meantime, Okay, Google. Broadcast, haha, wacky world of MultimediaJay.
Got it. Broadcasting now.
Haha, wacky world of MultimediaJay. Now that one went from one speaker to the other. So this is basically where you could use the broadcast feature as an intercom type thing. Now the fun part is, the voice recognition technology is actually smart enough that if you use a common phrase or something or something else, then the speakers will say something, will add sound effects and things like that. So, it's dinner time. Oh, whoops. I forgot to say the key word here. I'm going to send it all through the phone so all the speakers go off at once. Broadcast, it's dinner time.
Got it. Broadcasting now.
It's dinner time.
Oh, it only went off on one of the two. Broadcast to all speakers, it's dinner time.
Okay. Broadcasting now.
All speakers, it's dinner time. Oh, boo hoo 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 hoo. Computers, go figure.
Epic.
Broadcast, Joey, please pick up on line 2. Joey, please pick up on line 2.
Got it. Broadcasting now.
Joey, please pick up on line 2. Joey, please pick up on line 2. Not a perfect PA replacement considering the lag we just had, but this is fun. Broadcast, it's time to get up.
Okay. Broadcasting now.
Morning. Time to rise and shine.
Maybe I should only do one speaker to the other so it doesn't sound so echoey. Alright, let's make this sound... You can hear it on the other side. I cranked the volume on both of these. So anyways. Hey Google. Broadcast, time to go to sleep.
Got it. Broadcasting now. It's time for bed. It's time for bed. Nighty-night.
Nope, I guess that's not going to work properly. We'll use the phone for all the rest of them. Broadcast, lunch is ready.
Got it. Broadcasting now.
Lunch is ready. Lunch is ready. Time to eat.
Now what if you're in the middle of cooking? Broadcast, lunch will be ready in 15 minutes.
Okay. Broadcasting now.
Lunch will be ready in 15 minutes. Oh, okay, so it has to be some common things. Please get... No. It took that as please get milk. Let's try this again. Broadcast, close the door.
Got it. Broadcasting now.
Close the door. There's nothing for that too. Like if someone leaves the door open and the heat's getting out in the winter, like right now. Broadcast, clean your room.
Okay. Broadcasting now.
Clean your room. Clean your room. Oh, parents are gonna have fun with this. Broadcast, Jay will be home in 15 minutes.
Okay. Broadcasting now.
Jay will be home in 15 minutes. Jay will be home in 15 minutes. Okay, I thought there was a standard one for that. Let's try wording it a little differently. Broadcast, Jay's on his way. He'll be home in 15 minutes.
Okay. Broadcasting now.
Jay's on his way. Jay's on his way. He'll be home in 15 minutes. Nope, not exactly. I heard something about that. Let's try a different name. Broadcast, John's coming home in 10 minutes. Oh, it picked up broadcast as blood test. Let's try that again. Broadcast, John will be home in 15 minutes.
Okay. Broadcasting now.
John will be home in 15 minutes. I thought okay, maybe I'm getting my YouTube videos mixed up where I saw demos of this feature, but I thought there'd be something like that. Let's see here. Broadcast, Jay's home. Jay's home. Okay, I might have to look up somewhere what those standard greetings were or something like that. But anyways, okay, yeah, we have one more box to take a look at here. But yeah, Google Home speaker number 2 is good to go. It'll be interesting to see if I experiment with this as an alarm clock, if the alarm clock goes off only in the bedroom or across the entire house. Okay, enough of that other stuff. One more for the road. Hey Google! Broadcast!
What's the message? Okay, broadcasting now.
Too much free time.
Get out of my house!
Broadcasting now.
These speakers have been possessed by the demon lord Orbitron! All hail Lord Orbit!
Apparently there's a length limit to these messages. Unless the computer stops having a clue what you're saying. And lastly, the Newegg box is basically 2 USB 3 hubs to replace those old, pearl-colored ones from 6 or 7 years ago. See if I can get USB 3 performance out of them. I may need extender cables or something, but I just want to clean up, they just look ugly compared to everything else being all Darth Vader style over there. A Hitachi Travel Star 1TB 2.5-inch hard drive, which probably deserves its own video, because I've unfortunately found out that a 5400 RPM games drive is abysmally too slow. Now I gotta figure out what to do with that 1TB 5400 drive from earlier. Yeah, so that's basically it. Alright, obviously a lot of this stuff could have its own video later on if I really wanted to, but let's start making some fun, hooking some of these up, having some fun. I can't even say anything right. That whole Lord Orbitron thing had wrecked my voice for the evening, so whatever. Cool. These Wavelink USB hubs aren't going to disrupt the blue Darth Vader theme I have going with the colors around here. Right, now before this gets any less focused than it's been all this time, until next time, this is MultimediaJay, signing off. Thanks for stopping by.